Hey there, everybody. Welcome into the Commanders Report. No, I'm not Jack Sperry, but I am the second best thing. I'm your fill-in host. Joey Petersen was live all day today watching the Commanders game with 300 of my best Commanders friends. And although the final score did not indicate anything that we like, there's still a lot to talk about. There's some good things to take away. And, of course, as always, there's some bad things to take away. But let's start with where everybody wants me to start, where everybody wants to start, and that's with the rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels. I saw some things I liked from Daniels today. And I don't necessarily think I saw anything I didn't like. The only thing I really didn't like is he just didn't push it down the field a ton. It took him till the third quarter to complete a pass that was longer than 5 yards down the field. A lot of screens. And there was times where he was going deep, like he missed Scary Terry on a deep ball that would have been a touchdown. But it was either the offensive line didn't hold up really well, he was pressured. And with guys like that, when you have that type of skill set, when you're that fast, that elusive, a lot of times, since they're 6 years old, they've been faster than everybody. And, like, that's their first instinct is, okay, use my legs. And not that that doesn't work in the NFL, but it works less every single time. Like, it works all the time in elementary school football. And then you get to middle school, still works a lot, but less. And then high school, even less than that. And then college, even less than that. And then even less when you're in the NFL. And so I think he's just going to have to learn to not panic and use his legs as much. And I'm not saying like it was a bad thing. Look, he led the team in rushing. 16 carries, 88 yards. But that's also 16 times, probably not 16, but probably 11 times that he's feeling pressure, he's scrambling. And again, he can make plays out of it, and that's all well and good. And it's so thankful to have a quarterback that's that mobile and can do that many great things with his legs. But also, like, you want your quarterback to be able to throw the ball. And he didn't do that a ton today. 17 completions, 24 attempts, 184 yards. Again, no picks. Couple of, like, close balls that was like, oh, he tried to fit in a window. But he also made some really good passes. Fit in a tight window to Zach Ertz, right? He hit Terry on a comeback deep for a first down in the fourth quarter. But then a lot of screens, a lot of just short dump out offs, check downs. That's why Austin Eckler led the team in reception or receiving yards with 52. And so there was a lot of good to take away. But the thing is, I just don't think there's a lot of bad to take away. I just think there's a lot that you watch him and you're like, okay, I know he was so highly anticipated, but at the end of the day, he's still a rookie. And that's okay, right? That's okay. We want him to be exactly who he is, and we don't want him to, like, not be himself. He's just going to learn. And that's what it comes down to, is the fact that he's going to learn, he's going to get it one day, and it's going to be fine. But it might just take him a little while. And that's okay. And you know what? Like, we're going to be there cheering him on, loving him for throughout all of it. And this was his first game, his first NFL game. So we need to extend some grace. But, hey, 290 or 272 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a bad day for Jayden Daniels. So, who do you guys think was the best player for the Commanders today? Do you think it was Jayden Daniels? I thought Bobby Wagner had a pretty good game. I thought Austin Eckler looked good as well. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, now I'm going to get kind of to my next point. I think we have to talk about the defense. I know we don't want to. I know that that's like probably the last thing anybody wants to hear right now, especially if you're watching this like on Sunday, the day of, like today. It's coming out. You just watched the defense struggle for a really long time. You don't want to talk about them. But at the end of the day, like it needs to be talked about. This is a weakness on this team. Baker Mayfield, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns. But that's not even like the big thing I'm looking at with him. 6 incompletions only. 6 incompletions. You're not playing Patrick Mahomes. You're playing Baker Mayfield, you know? And, like, I like Baker Mayfield. But, like, how rare is it for him to have a game where he has 6 incompletions? That's a big question mark. And the thing is like, I think it's answerable. I do. Xavier Howard is still out there waiting to be signed. I know he's a question mark in his character. I know that. But he's there. And he can make your team a whole lot better. Benjamin St. Juste got picked on. 2 touchdowns scored against him today. Both of them, I think, were Mike Evans touchdowns. Manuel Forbes had horrific pass interference, also face mask combo to give them a first down when the Commanders had stopped them on third down. And so there's just holes all over the place in this secondary. And it's like Swiss cheese. It's like Swiss cheese. Again, 289 yards for Baker Mayfield. 392 total yards for Tampa Bay today. Their third down conversions, they were 9 for 13. 9 for 13. And a lot of that results in, okay, they were able to get so many yards on first and second down. A lot of times their third downs were like 3rd and 3. So they're just a little bit easier to get. I think that kind of brings me to my next point. Sticking with the defense, I think the pass rush did really well today against the Buccaneers because that's a pretty good offensive line. Tristan Wirfs is one of the best tackles in football. I know he's young, but he's going to have a long, successful career in the NFL. And you were able to get pressure on Baker. You were. But you just weren't able to get him down. And that's not a guy that you can just pressure. You got to get home. You got to get him to the ground. So many times, whiffs on sacks, or he'd spin out of it and then go for a first down. And I know it's cool when our quarterback does it, and we love it when our quarterback does it. It's not so cool when the other quarterback does it too, is it? Right? You got to get home. You got to make those tackles. You got to make the plays. Because a lot of times it just resulted in like positive yardage for them. And a lot of times it just resulted in, times where you thought you were getting off of the field and you're not. So grade the performance of the Commanders today against the Buccaneers. Did you give it an A, B, C, D, or F? I'm probably thinking C+. I am. I'm not thinking like worse than that, but I'm not thinking better than that. I'm going with C+. You guys let me know what you're going with in the comment section down below. Now, before I move on and kind of wrap things up, I got to give a shout out to today's sponsor, and that, of course, is Game Time. If you are so excited that the season's finally here and want to get tickets to the big game locked down, you're going to want to give Game Time a shot. Game Time is the only place I go when I'm trying to buy tickets to any NFL or college football game. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks, and that makes getting tickets to your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. The tool highlights the best deals, including great and amazing deals, which are the highest value at the time. For some events, Game Time Picks also identifies a super deal, which is the best seat value in the entire venue. And there's so many things that I like about Game Time, right? I love the last minute flash deals. I love the lowest price guarantee. But to me, nothing beats the view from your seat. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've shown up to a sporting event and the railing was too tall and I couldn't really see, or there's like an extended press box and that gets in my way. That doesn't happen with Game Time. You get to see exactly what you'll be seeing before you even purchase the ticket. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It is game time. So to kind of put a bow on everything today, I would say just like be patient. Patience would be my one word of advice. I know things didn't look good. You lose the game by 17 points. Baker Mayfield throws for 4 touchdowns on you in almost 300 yards. And things weren't how you wanted them to be. And I know a lot of times you can get a new head coach, you can draft a quarterback number 2 overall, and all of a sudden in your mind you can kind of justify like, okay, we're going to compete. And that might be the case. I just don't think it is yet. And it might be the case this season, just not right now. It's going to take a little time, right, for Jayden Daniels to get used to life in the NFL. It's going to take a little while for Dan Quinn to have everybody buy into the scheme. Those things take time. And so I'm preaching patience, okay? I saw a lot of upset people in the chat tonight during the stream, and it's the first game of a brand new regime. It's going to be okay. They're going to figure things out. I'm confident in the quarterback that we picked. I'm confident in the head coach that you hired. It's going to be okay. It just may take some time. And that's it, right? And there's not much more to say. And so it might be a long first couple games of the season. I believe this is a team that brings it together at some point kind of in the middle, maybe towards the end. But we'll see. But regardless, this is a growing year. So let's have some patience. Thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. So happy to see all of you guys rocking with me today during the game. Make sure you hit that like button too. NFL season's finally here. I couldn't be more excited, so make sure you guys are sticking by the channel every single